So, I know what you're probably thinking, reading the title. What the actual fuck do you mean? But, I mean, it's blatantly true. Um, Basically, we my best friend is an online friend. I only have a few IRL friends. Most of my friends are online friends. We met in a YouTuber's Discord server that was talking about Mario Kart, and we just kind of clicked. Um, and I guess that's how you get people from, completely different backgrounds and everything. Because, I mean, I'll probably talk about it at some point, but I have a very, right-wing, fundamentalist Christian background. But, he has a mother who, he described himself. If Trump really had a cult, she would be a ranking member. So, that should, kind of explain a lot. And he was homeschooled, so that makes sense too. But, the thing is, we tell each other our deepest, darkest secrets. We trust each other with each other's life. We love each other to death, as best friends do. We like almost all the same things. We have almost all the same interests. We have the same humor. We talk every single day. We just click. And we've clicked for the 3 years that we've known each other. We've just perfectly clicked together. We're perfect. And then you look at our views, and it's just two entirely opposite directions. It's completely out there. The thing is, it's like, despite the fact that I trust this guy with my life, of course, I don't feel the most comfortable, talking about some, more, gender, sexuality related things, because there's a lot of that, that happens with me due to my family, which that'll definitely be an entry of its own. But, yeah, it's just not, yeah. Despite the fact that I trust him with my life, I feel uncomfortable talking about certain aspects of myself to him, even though we're best friends, just because of that different background. And I know he feels the same way. Of course, you can infer this by his background. He says he believes that, an abortion is baby murder. And it's to the point to where, I posted on Twitter once, I just said, I don't remember the exact post, but it was something related to that. I typically don't just casually post politically, but it was on my mind. And I remember he went to Twitter to get something, and 5 minutes later, this is on a VC, and 5 minutes later, he just went completely silent. And then I saw the next day where he posted something along the lines of the fact that I just completely freeze up and almost want to vomit whenever abortion is mentioned should really say something. I don't remember, I think that was what he said. It was probably worded differently, but yeah, you definitely see the point. It's not a one-sided thing for us to feel extremely bad and uncomfortable considering each other's views. And I know there's probably a lot of things that he doesn't talk to me about because of that. But then at the same time, we both just have this ability that most people don't have to kind of put that aside. And then we are just two identical people with completely different belief systems. Like I said before, same humor, same interests, same thought process. Like it's crazy how well we click. We talk in front of other mutual friends of ours, and they can't even decipher our conversations because our conversations are filled with brain rot that's layers upon layers upon layers of inside jokes that formed from us talking every single day just to one another, one-on-one. Like, like we click so perfectly well, and we have such a fun time with one another. And we love each other to death, and we trust each other with our lives, and we love each other. But then at the same time, there's that dissonance that comes with, I mean, one person being MAGA and the other being a trans person. So, yeah. And I've tried to talk to him about things, but the problem is that, I mean, if you know anything about this stuff, you would know that MAGA is a giant echo chamber that even people on the right that aren't part of MAGA will say is a very bad echo chamber to be in. Like, it is very bad. And, of course, even if I show him, like, complete, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Complete factual scientific data on things, it's like he'll listen to me and he'll understand it, and then after 2 weeks, the echo chamber has eaten him up again because it has bullshit arguments for, like, everything. Like, that like, push against everything that if you were to really, really look into, you will see are bullshit. It's like, it sucks. Because he's a really good person. He means nothing but well. He just wants the best for everybody. He loves everyone unconditionally. I mean, literally, he's, like, an old friend of ours literally split off and everything because of how much they hated him. And all he had to say was, I'm sad, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy she's happy. And it's like he just feels this unconditional love for everyone, no matter what. He is so pure of a person, but then he's in that MAGA echo chamber, and it's really hard. It's really hard. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I've said everything that, like, really comes to mind before I end this. I will point out that how I said, like, sometimes I'll, like, show him stuff. It's, like, it's very rare we get into discussions like that. Like, normally our discussions that are even remotely like that are, like, very rare to begin with, let alone, like, actual arguments where we're bringing up, like, scientific data and this and this and this. Normally our discussions are pretty civilized. What do you think of this? I think this. And they were just, like, really interested on the complete, like, opposite point of view. Like, the fact that, like, we listen to each other, we're like, I've never thought about it that way. And if I'm being completely honest, they're not big things. They're always the most tiny, minuscule details, but we've really convinced each other on some stuff. Because, like, you think about it in a different light, and it's like, that makes complete sense. And it goes both ways. To where, like, I'm trying to think of an example, but I know my brain. I probably should have said this in the introduction video, but I have autism and ADHD and OCD and a giant slew of other things. I am the most mentally dead person on earth. But, yeah, like, with that, it's, like, with those three especially, I can't think of a thing off the top of my mind like that. Especially because I forgot to take my meds today. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's not really the big things. Don't get worried that I think some terrible crap. I don't. Obviously, I'm not going to think some terrible crap. It's just, like, really small things. Like, really tiny, minuscule things that barely change anything. We think about them in a different light, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. But I mean, like, yeah, we have really formal like, productive conversations semi-rarely, and then extremely rarely will we have those, like, full-on discussions and kind of arguments over it. But either way, just, yeah, it's really, really strange, to be honest. I don't have any other friends at all like him. I live in the southern United States, so naturally I'm surrounded by people like him, but he's the only person that I've actually become friends with. And we constantly say it to one another. We defy all logic of friends. We broke the system. This never happens. This shouldn't be able to happen. We broke the system. Yeah, it's really weird. Oh, and another thing. I'll definitely talk about this in a future thing. But, considering the fact that I left the faith, when I told him that, because it was honestly quite recently that I properly did. Whenever I told him that, he didn't even put up a fight or anything. Like, he's like when I say he, like, really cares about people, like, I told him this, like, I was fully prepared for a bad reaction, because you know the types of reactions that these people will give. And he was just like, to be honest, I kinda expected it. It doesn't really affect anything. You're good. Like, that was, that was his whole response. I remember that, because I was, like, so nervous. And then, and that's all he had to say. So, yeah, it's like, we fully respect each other's viewpoints. He is a Christian MAGA person, and I am an extremely skeptical on every tiny thing I hear and must do my own research all the time trans person, and yet, here we are. Best friends. But then, of course, the reason that I made this was obviously because of the issues that come with it. Yeah, I think that's it now. I tried to end this like 4 minutes ago. I think that's it. That's all. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to me. If you like listening to me, subscribe. Okay, goodbye.